Hello Taurus, welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot. This is your reading for the full Celtic cross, and this is for Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising. And as always, I look for a positive reading, but if we don't get one, we work through it. And then you realize also this may not resonate with all Taurus individuals. I need a reading for Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising, full Celtic cross. New energies and hopefully positive energies, like I said. Let's see what the beginning energy is, starting out. Let's see. King of Cups. Some of you may be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but not necessarily. It could be just someone emotionally sound, someone who gives into your emotions or emotions that you like. It could be male or female. Remember, we don't, ooh, Ace of Cups. Subject at hand, a new emotional beginning for some of you. Could be what you're wanting also. It's crossing at the Five of Cups. You're a little disappointed in something or someone with the Five of Cups. You're looking at the negatives and none of the positives that come in with this Ace of Cups energy. What is crowning you or the goal is the Emperor. The Emperor is in the upright, someone taking control, someone taking balance. And also for some of you, few of you may be in Aries, okay? But it doesn't have to be. Foundation with more or less is there, and it's kind of like supporting all this. It's the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is in reverse. An unhappy home right now. Someone's very unhappy in the home. Ten of Wands in the past situation. Someone is carrying a heavy burden. And like I said, I'll clarify these. And as you know, when I clarify, it can change a story up and make it real interesting. Plus a mini love reading. So if you want to hear about that, stick around. Two of Pentacles in the very near future. You may have to drop one thing and go with another. You're taking on too much. The burdens are too much. So you may have to drop something so you can carry on with whatever you need to do in life. Possible future outcome and advice from the universe is the Page of Wands. Watch out for messages, or it could be that it's telling you that you may be dealing with a younger type water sign. Someone, for some reason, messages may be messed up with them, so maybe like, listen to what happens, or make sure you receive all the messages. Maybe you overlooked a message, maybe you didn't see it in a voice, your voice box or whatever, because on the outside environment you had the Four of Swords in reverse. Someone wants to come out of taking a break with you for the situation. Your hopes and fears, you're trying to stay out of heartbreak with the Three of Swords. You do not like having sorrow in your life. And then in the end, you do make a choice. You must make a choice whether to stay where you're at or to move forward passionately. Let's see if we come up more information here. Because I do see this like a new emotional beginning, but you're disappointed. So I need two cards for Taurus. This is why they're so disappointed with the Ace of Cups energy. Two cards, please. Temperance, something way off balance happened and you did not like what was offered. You're disappointed over someone. Maybe you're wanting this offer and didn't get it, or someone offered you something but it's not exactly what you were wanting, your desires. You could be also a little bit bored in life or bored with the whole thing. But let's see what crowns you, or the goal is the Emperor, taking control. Like I said, for some of you could be dealing with the Aries, but I need two cards for the Emperor, please. For Taurus, two cards, please. Man, betrayals, taking control over betrayals, and trying just to sleep better at night, not having to think about it at night right before bed. Has to do with what you thought once was a happy home, or you were wanting a happy home, and it kind of went amok with the Four of Wands in reverse. So the Four of Wands in reverse, I need two cards, please, for that. Two cards. Lost a little independence, money and gain, and you're trying to overcome a failed situation with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. In the past, you're carrying a heavy burden. There's a heavy, heavy burden. So Ten of Wands. I need two cards, please, for Taurus. Give and take. You're trying to do some give and take, and you're wanting wish fulfillment, but you feel like all you're doing is carrying a burden, but you're wanting to have an exchange of power here where someone helps you out a little bit, and you're wanting to get what you're wanting, You're wanting what you want in life. So in the very near future, you may have to drop something so you can carry on with whatever you need to in your life. Now, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I need 2 cards, please, for Taurus in the near future. Lovers. The Sun. You may have to drop something that has to do with this lover and the Sun. Doesn't mean you'll drop the lover all the time, but you might. Or you have more one person to choose from. But you got to choose whatever makes you happy, okay? Taurus is saying choose whatever makes you happy. That's what you're going to do. You're going to drop something, possibly one person to make yourself happy, or one situation to make a lover happy, like I said, or between 2 different people, you may drop one. Those are 3 scenarios I see here. But you are dropping one thing, so you be happy. Page of Wands in reverse. Why are you there? For Taurus. In reverse, as the possible future outcome advice from the universe. Page of Swords. It could be between 2 people for some of you. And you kind of saying here, you're refusing to look at what needs to be looked at to rectify this situation. Or it could be saying that, I don't think it's holding off. I'm just saying that you may want to distance yourself just a little bit and see things clearly, because it's like you don't want to work on something. It could be like the universe saying, you know, hold back a little, because both of these individuals, if you're dealing with more than one person, is feeling a little testy. You know, they're getting a little irritated. So you may want to be careful, because their messages can be pretty sharp and forceful. So it's being careful of how you proceed with the next situation in life with these people. And for some of you, could be dealing with someone that just has a lot of fire and air in their astrology chart, and that, you know, just hold it back a little because they're irritated. You know, I don't think they can handle the message maybe you're going to give, but you may do it anyway, you know. The Four of Swords in reverse. I need 2 cards, please, for Taurus. Someone wants to come out taking a break, Taurus. They're tired of waiting around a little. Oops, somebody's here. Justice in reverse. Someone's feeling like on the outside is coming towards you. They want to come out of taking a break. They're being very careful about it, but they feel like you did them an injustice, or they may have done you an injustice. Hopes and fears. 3 of Swords. You don't want to have heartbreak no more. You're done with it. I mean, in a way, your heart can't break any more than it already has. And you're like saying this to yourself. You know, I don't want to be in so much sorrow that I can't function. And, you know, maybe that's a good fear. You know, you want to come out of heartbreak. You don't want to stay in it. So the 3 of Swords. I need 2 cards, please, for the 3 of Swords. Queen of Cups. Could have to do with a water sign type. And again, so I'm seeing water, mostly water. Oh, I see all the signs, because we're dealing with a lot of Taurus individuals. But I see, I see water, like I said. I see fire, Aries. I see swords energies. Like I said, I can be any of the fire signs and any of the swords energy, and a lot of cups energy here. But I'm seeing a lot of you dealing with more than just one person, or the person around you was dealing with more than one person. You know, had more than one person in her life. But I'm reading for Taurus, and I'm saying right here, Taurus needs to make a decision whether to go with one person or let the other person go, or stay with the safety net person and go with the more passionate person, the way I'm seeing it. But it's like you're indecisive, and it shows that here too, that you're kind of looking at it. Maybe the universe is in agreement with you. Maybe you should really consider where you want to go and who you want to be with. And the same way, if you're dealing with anybody else, it's, you know, they're doing this maybe. But like I said, I'm reading this for Taurus. This Taurus got to make up their mind on where they want to be, you know, soon. So the 2 of Wands and the upright. I need 2 cards, please, for Taurus. 2 cards, please. Moving on from a troubling situation and coming out of disappointment. You want to come out of disappointment. So you're going to move on from a troubling situation. But it looks like you probably will make a decision, but you're going to be, it's going to maybe by the time you do it, you may actually choose up with the King of Wands energy, which is a passionate energy. Could be, it could be a fire sign. It could be like Sagittarius, could be Leo. But I'm seeing as somebody who's very passionate. And you're going towards a more passionate person and doing away with safety nets. It's like you're, throwing yourself into the wind and letting the universe take care of itself when it comes to love. You're moving on from troubled waters because you want to come out of disappointment, and you are going to make a choice on who you need to be with in life, or where do you want to be with in life. So I'm going to give 3 cards for love for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. 3 cards, please. Peaceful resolution. There is, if you want it. No need to worry. Your worries are almost gone, okay? And get more information. I did see that. I saw that a lot. Or someone, don't stop. Get more information. There is a peaceful resolution, so don't worry, okay? If that's what you're wondering, I think it'll work out for you because you are coming out of troubled waters. You're just dealing with people that are maybe forcing an issue, or you're forcing an issue, so someone finally decides. If it's somebody else that's doing this to you, they may actually decide on you to move on from a troubling situation, to come out of disappointment. But I do see Taurus wanting to come out of heartbreak and doesn't want to be heartbroken. And it has to do with the fire sign. The fire sign was at the end, or the fire type energy. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. Anyone can take on that energy. So I need 3 cards for Taurus. 3 cards for Taurus for love. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. 9 of Earth, that's been happening. Peaceful resolution. No, it's 8 of Earth. I'm sorry. There is a peaceful resolution to work on something. To work on something. You work on something, there'll be a peaceful resolution. 5 of Water. Man, I'm seeing that a lot. No need to worry. No need to be disappointed. But the 5 of Waters. 6 of Earth. Get more information. There's some give and take there. That's what you were hoping for, some give and take. And that is Moon and Taurus. That is your energy. So give for more information. Approach somebody. There is some give and take if you do this. There's a peaceful resolution. There really is if you work on it. And you can come out of disappointment. No need to worry. Queen of Water. You are going to come out of disappointment. It could be with a water sign and a fire, or like I said, a fire sign and air. I see mostly. I do see a little bit of Pentacles, but like I said, this is Taurus's reading, and they got to make a decision where they want to be. But once they do, once you make your decision, Taurus, you'll be able to move on from a troubling situation. Okay? You're just feeling a little betrayed. You feel like you're trying to regain control, but you have to drop one thing and go with another. I see that heavily in this chart. You must decide where you want to be. Stay where you're at or move forward. Sometimes staying where you're at is kind of cool too. I'm not saying you shouldn't be staying where you're at, but I see a lot of you going with more of a passionate energy, but you are dealing with more than one person here. That's for sure. I'm going to let this go, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.